And so at 24, I go bankrupt. I had to go pick up jobs waiting table. I couldn't even wait tables. I sucked at it. I had to bus tables. I went back to college, trying to get like real education. I started studying, and I slept on a buddy's couch because I was so broke. And next year after that was like almost 5 million in revenue. It was just boom, 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 growth.
For the change makers of the world.
Let's pray. We're going to pray over this. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you right now. We thank you for bringing us together, making this happen. And Lord, your will be done on this podcast. Allow it to reach the people that need it the most. Allow it to impact and change lives. Allow it for people to know you more, Lord. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. Let us flow. Let us go. What's going on, guys? We are here at the Maximum Podcast, helping entrepreneurs reach their maximum potential. Today, we have a special, amazing guest. This is one of my favorite people, by the way. Incredible speaker, incredible author, and somebody that's a philanthropist, somebody that's dedicated to impacting and serving humanity, uplifting lives, businesses, entrepreneurs, made it onto the Inc. 500 list over 2 times, has about 5 different exits under his belt, 7, 8, 9 figures in the queue. We're just gonna put it out there, right? And somebody that has just done extraordinary thing, but overall has one of the most biggest and loving hearts that I've met. My buddy Troy Hoffman, man. Yeah. I wanted to have you today because you're a very unique entrepreneur. You're somebody that has surpassed levels in business that many would dream to even be at, right? But through the midst of it all, you've been able to keep your faith intact. You've been able to keep your mind intact. You've been able to grow and become greater in your morality, in your ethics, in your values, and all these different things, right? So the intention today was to bring you here and to understand your story and really allow people to understand what entrepreneur really looks like. I would love you to walk everyone through your track record and your story and how you got started.
I got lucky. I grew up with a dad who was an entrepreneur. He built like a, electrical contracting company, then a chiropractic business, and he became a medical doctor and had a rehab center and kind of helped heal all these people with cancer and lupus. And I grew up with that in like a small town where everyone's parents were like entrepreneurs. And so like everyone just had a fish place or a deli or a fencing company. Like all the parents had their own businesses, right? And I think that's kind of the environment I grew up. My uncle was this guy, Ronnie DeMena. He owned a Ron John surf shop. He was somehow related to my mom's grandmother. That was like the sister is her son or something. My family grew up around that. I grew up around Ron John surf shop. So I saw all of these entrepreneurs growing up. At 18, I started building companies as a kid, did all the normal stuff.
Parents
Yeah, my dad kind of did his own electrical contracting, tried side gigs, then built his own medical clinic type thing. It's kind of a normal thing to have a business. My grandmother owned a clothing company in New Jersey. He kind of grew up around it in some way. And so I just thought it was very normal. And then I was in high school and I was in this it's called OJT, where you get out of high school early. And the guy gave us a bunch of magazines, one of those like Inc. magazine, there was like Entrepreneur magazine, some other like business ones. And I was like, oh, it's cool. Like there's this entrepreneur thing. The guy was all about building your own business, opening up franchises. And I was like, I'd really resonate. I kind of would like to do something like that potentially. I didn't really understand how to do it, but I was like, that's the direction I want to go. So I went out of school. I went to massage school. I thought I'd be a doctor at the time. And then I ended up opening the first company. It was like a t-shirt company. We started selling Christian t-shirts. And then we did like hats and stickers and license plates with like funny sayings and stuff on the stickers. Sold them at Pep Boys, AutoZone, Walmart. We started selling at Christian bookstores around the nation, started doing Amway conferences. And then at the time, the internet was going, and that's how old I am now. And you had to build your own shopping cart technology. So my buddy Travis Kuntz and I, we built our own kind of like back-end websites. We started doing it for other people. So that kind of business kind of grew, went bankrupt at 24. Some of the contracts we had crashed. We put out a bunch of products across the nation. People don't want to pay their bills right away. So, I mean, I just did a lot of things wrong, and I didn't have good mentors. So I think one of the first things to do is like realize like how you have good mentors is key. Like people that can really speak into your life, people that can show you like, what do you need to look at, or where do you need to go, or what do you need to like dive into? Because we just don't know what we just don't know, right? And I think that's one of the biggest problems has been in my life. Even now at 50, I'm still looking for mentors. I'm still signing up for programs. I'm still trying to go to masterminds. I'm still trying to hang out with everybody I can get around so that I keep growing. Like I'm spending $125,000 every year just to go to for 7 days, take my whole family to go hang out with Richard Branson. Why? Because if I can just get one thought, change my way I see the world, act differently, and rise to the level where I can build founders to be like a global brand like Richard Branson did with Virgin, I can just collect that energy and go, okay, God, if Richard can do it, I can do it. If he can do it, I can do it. If he can live like this, I can live like this, right? And it's just, our belief just goes like this. Because you need belief that begets belief, right? And so at 24, I go bankrupt. And then I went to college. I opened a bidet spa there. I sold that one. I moved to California.
How did it feel like going bankrupt? So, you're this entrepreneur. Yeah, some things are going right for you, and you're like, oh, I think I got this figured out. And then boom, everything starts downturning. How do you feel when you're just like left there with the pain or, the not hitting the expectation?
So for me, I remember like, it was like a high. And I even had a high recently and then a low recently too. So I'll go back to that right now. When I went bankrupt at 24, I had this epic ride. I mean, we were all over the world. We were all over the nation. Like I was traveling like crazy. I had products being sold in Seattle. I was living in Florida. I mean, it was like products being sold everywhere. I was going to South Africa. It was awesome. I had this mentor, Aaron. Yeah, it was amazing. I had this guy, Aaron Maynard, was like, we're traveling all over. He's like a famous preacher guy at the time in the youth world. And we're like, he's speaking, I get to like a little bit of speaking type thing. And we're getting to South Africa. It was just awesome. We were all over like all these cool places, doing all these cool things. I had my own booths at all these conferences. And I don't know, it's kind of, things are going, right? And all of a sudden, like, I had like, accounting was shitty. I didn't even know how many shirts I had given like different places. I had like on a sheet of paper. And if I lost a stack of sheet of paper, it's like, oh shoot, I didn't even know I had dropped off all these like 100 shirts here. And it was like, I forget the cost, but that was like $300 or $400 back in the mid 90s, right? And it's such a lot of money. I mean, you're making like $275 an hour at a job or something back then. It was just crazy. So you don't realize how disorganized you are. It's like some kid trying to do accounting. I didn't know what accounting would look like. There was no mentors. I went through something called SCORE, Senior Core of Retired Executives. And it was like this, it was a great program, but they weren't entrepreneurs. They couldn't tell you what I can tell you or you could tell me today, right? You can't relate if they're running large NASA type companies versus small business startup world. Vastly different. So it gets going and then everything starts crashing around you. I mean, it's depressing. Yeah. Yeah, this is like 18 to 24. And like, yeah, oh yeah, like we were doing pretty well. I had like 25 employees at the time.
So you guys were a $1 million company.
I couldn't even tell you, man, honestly. Like I don't even know because no one paid attention to everything. We just like, let's go do this, let's build this, let's sell this.
You never really...
It was accounting with a shit show. Like Walmart was horrible to us. They never paid our bills because we didn't really understand that they get to pay it 90 days after they sell it or something. I don't know. It was bad. And we were making racks. We're borrowing money from these people. I racked up $500,000 in credit card debt. I racked up promises to vendors thinking I'm going to go through it. And I'm just spreading money everywhere and thinking I can figure it out. And I didn't because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know the basics of financial management. I didn't know how to track credit card debt. I wasn't even logging the credit card debt. I was hoping this one kid was figuring out how to do accounting. And I'm like, you know what I mean? We had this one girl that was organizing our travel and where we're going, and it was just burning money. There was no cost accounting. There was nothing there. And And of course I screwed up. I mean, I actually have a credit card from when I got my American Express card, 1996. And I think in 2000, I bankrupted that card. I was so shocked when they gave me another card. I just got my American Express card finally again. Like a few years ago, they finally gave me a new American Express card. Like 20 years later. Something 20 plus years later, something crazy. I finally got an American. I can't wait to get a black card one day. That's like the goal for me to make up for my bankruptcy. Yeah, it's so wild, right? So I go through this bankruptcy, and it was kind of bad because I had to go pick up jobs waiting table. I couldn't even wait tables. I sucked at it. I had to bus tables. I went back to college trying to get real education. I started studying. I went from there, junior college, to a senior college or whatever you call it. I went to local community to Florida State. I got a degree in multinational finance and performance management psychology. And we were able to build and sell a little day spa. And it was my first time I sold something. And I was like, this is cool. You know what I mean? And also at Florida State, I understood a lot of education around business. There's an entrepreneur school there. There was a guy teaching people that run pay for performance systems in companies.
So that was your first exit?
Yeah, this is my first exit. I was 26. And
how did you even think about selling the business?
Oh, I didn't even think about it. It was my partner said, "Oh, I'll buy you out." I was like, "Great. This sounds like an awesome thing." And she goes, "I'll buy you out." And I was like, "How much?" And I think it was $240,000 or $250,000 or something like that. I was like, "Yes, I'm in." And I was surprised that was more money than we'd made almost in the last year of profit, right? And somehow she hired a business broker thinking this with the business broker told her what to do. And I was like, okay, you can pay me out over the next, X amount of time, which kind of gave me some leeway to start the next company in California. And I slept on a buddy's couch because I was so broke and I didn't want to spend my money. I helped start this other company. I helped get off the office. I was spending a lot of my own money to help it, which in the hindsight, I thought it would just come back. And I don't know, it was a weird mix, right? The guy reneged on ownership. I stepped away from that after 3 years and 10 months. We'd gone from 0 to almost $5 million in revenue in 3 years and 10 months. And I did $3,000 the first year because it's so hard to get a sale in this industry. Next year was 300, year after that was almost 1.8 million. Next year after that was almost 5 million in revenue. It was just boom, boom, boom growth, right? And this is 2003 to 2006, right? 2006, I left, started Simpleris in 2007. So that exit was crappy.
What was the key to actually growing and scaling it?
The first one?
Yeah, that one you're just talking about.
I mean, I was just on fire, man. I was at the right age. When you're...
Did you have mentorship at that point? Or you were
No, I was just banging my head. I've read a lot of stuff and did a lot of stuff during that 6 years of growth. I was starting to assembly things. College helped a lot to frame things up. And I learned a lot. I had I saw some different people. So this next one I was even more intentional and more focused. And I was just on fire. I was like, how do I build this thing? How do I scale this thing, right? And that was everything inside of me. But that sucked. I mean, imagine going a whole year and only selling $3,000.
Yeah, well, it takes a lot of persistence.
You're trying to convince these super high-end attorneys to work with a zero person, to give them millions of dollars to manage, to do their mail, to do their claims processing, to distribute millions of dollars and pay their taxes. And they're like, well, I can trust you. You know what I mean? It was this crazy thing. These attorneys were like, how can I trust you? You have nothing. And I had to create it, manifest it, attract it, ask for it, constantly hustling. I dropped off thousands of boxes of Krispy Kreme donuts with a sign inside, hi, my name's Troy, buy my service, basically, right? On the inside, open the box, and you drop off that, you send enough emails, I was hand making my packages, at the first time, and then finally getting printed stuff later on. But and then I did the second time, I did the exact same thing again. Except this next time I didn't have the money for the Krispy Kreme. We had homemade baklava that one of the guys I convinced to work for free, his parents made us homemade baklava. So his mom from Armenia would make us these giant trays. The office reeked like baklava every morning. And we'd package up these white cellophane things. We'd put a card at the bottom of it. We'd put a cellophane wrap and blue ribbon around it, attach another card. with another tag that was handwritten with these handwritten cards, and we were dropping 30 to 40 of these every day to get the second company off. And we did the same thing with the first company, dropping off. I would fill my car up with Krispy Kremes, LA, Orange County, San Diego, LA, Orange County, San Diego, and I do these long haul drives all night long up to San Francisco. I do San Francisco like 3-4 days in a row. Then I go to Sacramento, and I'd go like Sacramento dropping off donuts, and I'd go to Vegas and Denver and like all over the country till people started calling. And then when one person sees you and another person sees you and another person sees you, and you see enough people see you enough, then like, oh, we'll use that guy, right? So I exited and I started the next one, right? And like, so all of it was highs and lows. So 18 to 24 was epic highs and like, just like, what am I doing with my life? 24 to 26 while I was getting my degrees, kind of started around 23 working on it, bankrupted completely by 24. 26, I finished college, right? I got like 2 degrees and a master's certificate, right? All that time was like 18-hour days consistently. Education, promotion, marketing, whatever, all of it, right? So I rolled out of that company, right? I'm now 26, starting into this other company, right? After I finished college. I had a lot of energy, right? So by the time I was like 26, 27, 28, 29, I'm stepping out of that and starting this next company like around 30, essentially, right? And like,
Are you a millionaire at this point?
no, because I exited in a bad way. I just left. I feel like I've got a lot of problems, but I don't have problems compared to some people. And I was like, but I do, because then I'm like, I'm propping all these things up. Like there's a whole group of like 30 or 40 people that exist because of me. There's 7 or 8 companies in Canada that exist because of me. There's our founders group that's like 14 or 15 people that are all living off this, right? That are working in it, and their families are living off that. Then you've got, this other company over here that's kind of like a whole jet company that I'm the only financer of. And you start going all the things you're financing, you're like, the India company right now is booming. There's all these people employed in India because we brought capital and we helped these scale these companies, and we're about to do a lot more, right? So, I'm pretty clear that founders and like what I'm doing is like, I'm going to help manifest dreams globally I wish I could explain it better, how effed up 18 to 24 was, how effed up 24 to 26 was, how effed up 26 to 29 was. Like, you're just working day and night. I was bartending, waiting tables at night while I'm trying to build this company during the day and get it going. And all those people ended up that I was bartending and waiting tables with, they all worked with me during the day. So we're spending 18 hours a day with these people. Like, it was crazy. Like anything to make money and survive all that. I mean,
That's an important lesson, right? From 18 to 30.
I was day and night.
Grinding.
I was like hardcore grind. Yeah. And I started sedating, like I started picking up cigarettes. I started like smoking a lot, right? I was trying to like soothe my nervous system in some way. I was trying to find like caffeine to juice me up. You know what I mean? I was trying to drink alcohol at night to put me down. You know what I mean? I started picking up these things like, yeah, like stimulants and destimulants or whatever. And like just to like go up and go down, go up and go down, like trying to like push. Yeah. So by the time I got to Simpleris, I'm 30, 31, it's getting off the ground. And like, I was in okay shape, but I was already like this. And by the time I was like 3 years into that, I was up like almost up to 300 pounds. I was burnt out. My adrenals were shot. And by 4 years in, by the time we were on the Inc. 500 list, I was toast. I've got a picture of me at the Inc. 500. We're number 171 in fastest growing companies in America. If we would have gamified it like a lot of the other people, we would have been in the top 30, 40, or 50. Like some of them gamified it like, 101,000 we made our first year. Oh, now all of a sudden we made, 2.3 million and we had 2,300% growth. Like we would have been at the top of the list if we would have put 101 our first year. And you know what I mean? Like some of them gamified it. And I was like, oh, we should have did that. But still, you're like in the top 200 fastest growing companies in America. You're like looking at how many people have accomplished that and then been on that list over 25 years. You're only talking about a few thousand companies in all this time. Like you're there with these other amazing entrepreneurs. And I think it was awesome, but at the same time, I was physically drained, mentally drained. My relationships were horrible. Like the poor girl I was dating, like she had a crappy boyfriend. I was fat, I was out of shape, I was burnt out. I couldn't even dress well. I was so worried about money because like we built a company, we don't get paid for 18 to 24 months later.
Wow. And on top of that, you were carrying all these different responsibilities.
Oh, it's crazy.
In other companies and families. And how does a man be able to carry that weight on his shoulders? Like, what was,
I wasn't a man. I wasn't a man. Like I thought, but I wasn't a man. I didn't have the mentorship. I wasn't the person that you had to become to lead at that level. It's why the company suffered. And all those people that worked for me,
like getting by into like growth,
survival.
There, but like you yourself, like you're literally like tying up loose ends.
You have girls fighting in the hallway over here. You're trying to, at midnight, trying to figure out how to make payroll. I'm borrowing $50,000 from my dad to make payroll. Like he ended up getting 10% of our company by loaning us $15,000 the first time at 10%, loaning another $15,000 at 10%, loaning another $50,000 at 10%, and we're paying it back each time. Another $50,000 we had to borrow 6 months later at 50%, or 10%. And each time they got shares in the company, my dad negotiated shares. And so, and like I think the last loan was like $100,000, and we paid that one back, and then we were done with him. But my parents, I think, got like 10% of the company for loaning and paying back, loaning and paying back, loaning. So when we sold the company, my mom became this like multi-millionaire. It's crazy, right? And yeah, it was good for her. Like it was cool. Like, and it was pretty amazing. Like it's an amazing journey. But I think here, catch this, guys. So you don't know if you're an adult or not, or a true entrepreneur at like the highest level, until you have someone to hold the mirror back to you. Like they're like, hey, you're doing great, but if you do this, this, or this, you might even do better. You might want to look at things this way. You might want to look at things this way. You might want to consider that you're showing up not like you should. You need to dress better. You need to talk better. You need to act better. You need to not treat people like this. I had to collide with a guy recently. There's an adult, he's 40, 50 something years old, 45, 55, somewhere in that range. He's treating his employees like slaves. He's being assholes to board members. I had to collide with him and say, you can't act like this. You're not a high level leader. And he's just yelling back on the phone at me. I was like, I'm sorry. You can yell at me all you want. You can collide with me all I want. I'm calm. I've been through Warrior. I've had Garrett J. White yell at me until his hand was bleeding and he's smashing glass and there's blood all over. And just to wake me up, I'm willing to go through the darkness with somebody to walk through the pit. I've done it. I've had people do it with me. I've done it with other entrepreneurs, 2, 3 in the morning, walk through the darkness to see the light in the morning, because you need people that can shake you like this. And this guy, his ego's getting him far, but it's also going to crash and break him one day. It's going to break his wife. It's going to break his marriage. It's going to break his body, break his family, because he's not able to listen to anybody else. And I get to work with literally hundreds of entrepreneurs. My schedule every day is just packed with like, I don't even know what's on my calendar sometimes. I don't even know who gets on the calendar sometimes. I'm like, I'm gonna start cutting it off. But like, are they selling me something? Are they helping? What do they need? Like, and I'm like, I don't even know. People are flying into Puerto Rico just for like 2 hours now, just to meet with me. And like, I'm like, you flew in just to come to this for 2 hours? Like, yeah. I had a guy flying from Miami. He's running a large solar company in South Florida. I had no idea who this guy was. He's like, he's like, can I meet with you for a walk and talk? Or can I meet with you on this day? And I was like, I just texted him back. I thought he was like a local Puerto Rico guy or something. And he's like, can I meet with you on this date? I'm like, I've got a 5 to 7 open. We can go for a walk and talk. I'm trying to get walking in every day, right? Like at this age, walking's key right now. This is what old men do, okay? So we're gonna get our steps in, right? I get my 10, 15,000 steps in. Dude flew out just to have a 2-hour walk and talk about a solar company. I was like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, but that only came because I went through that darkness. Did that make sense? Like if you can figure out somebody now to meet with you, to whiteboard with you, to talk with you and say, Darren, where are you at? What are you doing? What's your schedule look like? Where are you spending your money? How are you treating this guy? How are you doing this? How are you organizing your shoots? How are you managing your thing? How's your systems? How's your processes? Let me see what you're planning for your cash flow models. Let me see your cash flow model. Let me see how you're organizing your data. Let me see your business plan. Let me see where you want to go, what you want to accomplish, and why it works, right? You start having people dig in at that level. You start seeing things that like, oh, I never would have thought of that.
I'm missing half the equation.
Yeah, we're doing it all the time because no one
Operating blindly a lot.
no one wants to go in this depth. People just want to like do platitudes and like talk about vision, and that's it. Like there aren't a lot of people deep. That's why Dan Martell's so successful. You know what I mean? Like Dan's the man. Like there's some guys out there that are super amazing at what they do, and they really want to dig in deep and really grind in. There's a great book about this guy, Bill, who's a $1 trillion coach, they call him, right? Wow. Fantastic thing at coaching, but he was a football player, ran big companies, and coached all the tech guys, but he would dig in deep with these guys. And from management to finances to raising capital to the firing teams to launching or dislaunching things, right? And he was a world-class coach because of the way he operated, right? And I think more people need that level of coaching instead of like this life coaching space that's out there right now. And it's like, if they haven't built it or haven't done it, I was like, Darren, we need coaches like that. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, that's powerful. Wow. That was a lot.
Sorry, Darren. I can talk for hours about this. And you want to talk about fucking darkness?
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
I think part of the reason this guy really flew out with you too is you have experience. Like that's part of the darkness. Is you went through it. You have fired and hired people. You have went through bankruptcies. You went through raising capital.
I would weep. I wept. I had to do two giant layoffs one time. First one, and then a year later do the same damn thing again. I just had no idea what I was doing. I just led so poorly. I feel so regretful from what I did to all those people because it was my lack of leadership. I just didn't know where to go, and that's why we built Founders. Like there's no place to get leadership coaching at this depth, truth at this depth, visceral experience at this depth. People that are willing to go in the dirt and the grind with you or crawl through the mud with you in this stuff, and because I got lucky finally. I found good coaches. I found Bob Donnell, that was a personal development coach. I found Scott Duffy that kind of jumped in with the business stuff, but one day he jumped deep, and that's why I helped save my company. I had Scott DeLong, who was in my forum, but it's almost like the blind leading the blind in some ways. Yeah. You really need people that can go deep, that have built something, ran something, and then can push you forward. But those guys aren't very many that are out there coaching or consulting or working in companies. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it to pay me $500 and I'll coach you for an hour. And then people argue about paying. You're like, F off and go away then. Like if you it's so challenging, right? Because one word, one day will change their life forever, or they'll be stuck like this. And I can tell you in my life, I spend more on coaching and consulting for myself than almost anybody I ever know. I've got friends that were at the, $60,000, $75,000, $85,000, $90,000 a year level. They're still there. Like they didn't invest in any type of men's group. They didn't invest with the coaches. Oh yeah, I went to college. I went to college. I went and got business degrees. I went and studied books. I paid to be the driver so I could drive all these motivational speakers around when I was a kid. I volunteered for everything. I went to whatever events I could get to in California as I slowly could find things. I wish I would have done 10x more of that.
So you're a real truth seeker and that was real.
100%. Like even now, you ask me, you and I are at a lot of the same events. I'm not at Ken's events just to be a speaker. I'm at Ken's events to hang out with all the people. I get to go hang out with Ben Greenfield now at his house in June, and we're going to learn all about how he build his biohacking house. But he's also one of the top biohackers in the world now. I get to hang out with Horst Schultz and have him criticize my booth that my marketing team set up, which was horrible. The TV didn't match. We had no video on the TV. We had a booth that Akash was running. T-shirts looked terrible. There was no booth set up. Akash was like, "Gosh, what are you running?" And the books were spread out. It was horrible. And then Horst Schultz.
I didn't even know you had a booth till I seen the TV screen.
That was day 2. We finally got a video. Yeah. And Horst Schultz chastises me and he says, "This is not a good look for your company." And I was like, "Thanks, Horst." And he goes, "You guys really need a lot of work in your marketing." And I was like, "Thanks, Horst." And he goes, "You're not going to go very far like this." I was like, "Thanks, Horst." And you know who Horst Schultz is? Horst Schultz.
He is the CEO of Ritz-Carlton, correct?
The founder of Ritz-Carlton, the guy who took it from nothing to a global empire, the #1 hotel chain in the world. He chastised me, and I'm like, "Okay, Nick, Akash, you guys are fired for winning marketing. I'm like, I let other people run. I stay out of the background, but I was like, getting chastised by Horst Schultz. That's a new one, man. Like, I was like, yeah, I was like, man, we're going to be a multi-billion-dollar company now, though. Because why? Because we failed and we get back up. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, tell me about Founders. Walk me through it, right? The purpose, the vision, the mission.
It's us. It's you and me. Founders is for you and me. Founders is for any entrepreneur that is trying to build something. Where do I go for the answers? I want people that can give me the real answers. I want coaches that have done this. I want consultants that have done something. I want people that have built something. I want people that can specifically help me in the right time, in the right place, in the right way to help me manifest my dream, right? So the goal of this is to manifest dreams globally for me. And this is one of the vehicles I'm using, right? So Founders platform is a software package, is a software platform that does valuation in the beginning where you're at and then helps guide you through the whole scale, the whole exit, and the whole reentry process for the company and then for you. Because there's a difference between your company and the company running and what you need to run. They're two different things. And you mistake that the company is you and you are the company. You, when you sell the company needs to be a machine that runs without you. And we help you build the machine that runs without you because no one wants to buy your business when you're running this 18 hours a day. What they want is a machine to buy if they want to buy your business one day. 1 out of 700 companies are going to get sold for the value they want right now. 1 out of 700. Like, it is going deeper because there's so many companies hitting the market now. It is like so many companies are hitting the market to be sold because the baby boomers are retiring. You've got massive who makes all the stuff in all these buildings around downtown Miami? They're all manufacturing companies. And there's more manufacturing coming back here too, but you're still talking about manufacturing companies. Who distributes all this stuff? All these companies that are doing all these different things, these boomers are retiring, these kids are lazy. You have so many American kids that are entitled now. They rather sit here and comment on keyboards and tell our government that, we can get away with no law, no order in this country. We should be like chaos and it's okay. And we shouldn't be arresting people that do crime here, and it's like, they're not built to run companies. You must have order, discipline, and process to build a company. You must have structure. You must have people that ensure that structure, order, and discipline happen. You need comp plans. You need financial plans. You need to be responsible for money at higher and higher and higher levels because the game just gets more intense. Like, the game gets so intense the higher level you build a business. It's crazy.
Some of that intensity that you start feeling, compared to
you start spreading millions out into all these different companies. You're trying to help all these different companies grow. You're just like, oh my God, I don't have just one worry. I got all these worries now. And you're gambling. It's like going to the table and like, if you're making $100,000 a year and you bet $10, you're like, oh, fine. You make $100,000 a year and you're betting $500,000 on the table. You're like, that's investing.
You're gonna be clenching.
Because that's investing. You're putting all your money out, but you're only making like 10 or 20% a year off your money. So you're living a totally different, this upside world life, and you need all these investments to run, and then you're trying to launch new brands and get new things off the ground. And all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, it's like you have to build all these systems over and over and over and over again for all these different companies. So that's why I think AI is going to be a very interesting world next. I think it's going to dissolve a lot of fat and it's going to consolidate a lot of industries super fast. And I think either you have about 12 or 18 months to make it through the pocket and get somewhere here before you just get eliminated here. And I don't even know how to explain that.
So before we jump into AI, with what you're saying, when does it not become worth it when you have all this risk out there? You have all these responsibilities and tasks and all this weight and pressure on you. At what point is it not worth it, in your opinion?
Well, I think you got to figure out who you are, what do you want, where are you going, what do you feel called to? I think the number one thing is purpose and being super clear on what your purpose is and why. Like, why do you want it? The two hardest things for you to answer for an entrepreneur, for anybody I've worked with now, the two hardest things is what do I want and why do I want it? And when you try really digging in with deep, like people in general go, oh yeah, I'd love to do this. I'd love to do that. I'd love to go to Fiji. I'd love to go to Hawaii. Yeah, I'd love a Lamborghini. I'd love a Ferrari. I'd love to have that house up there, that apartment over there. I'd love, it'd be nice to have one of those fancy watches you got on your wrist there. You know what I mean? Like people but then you really say, okay, if you're gonna get all that, here's what you have to do. It goes down drastically. The motivation drops. The people don't really want that. What they want is like, yeah, you know what I really want is I just want an easy job. I just want to go to a movie on Friday. I really love watching Netflix throughout the week. I love that new show that's, I don't know, blah, 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 blah. And I want to just go, hey, I want to go walk my dog on the beach. And all of a sudden, like, it's not what it takes to operate at that level for an entrepreneur. Like only 5% of the population is entrepreneurs. What you're targeting out of the 350 million Americans or something, there's only probably like half of that are working class, 175 million. And of that 175 million, probably only that's about 50% of that's regular age to work, maybe that's even qualified. So maybe there are about 75 million Americans actually working right now or something in total out of all that. And of that 75 million, only like 5% of that are really entrepreneurs. So that's what, 3.5 million? You're looking at people that are really built to go build companies. And you have to be like, what do you want? Why do you want it? And even for you, like, what are you building, right, Darren? Like, where do you want to go? Like, why do you build this maximum thing? Why are you sitting here at 11 o'clock on I don't even know what night tonight, a Wednesday night, to do this podcast? Like, you got to be clear. Like, I'm clear because I'm here because I don't want you to suffer like I suffered when I was 18 to 24. Dude, I was going and growing and things were going great. And yet everything collapsed and went bankrupt. And I had to go live out of a car until I figured out how to get a job enough to go make some money to try to get a place to live till like my parents said, oh, okay, I'll try to help you again, get back in college or something. Like I had to give up so much to like do all this. The egg on my face, all the vendors I pissed off, all the people I laid off, like all the people that believed in me that I failed. I don't want you to do that. When I went from there and I went to college, I built a day spa. If someone would have told me how to make it better, I could have made a lot more money. I could have got more people going. I could have got better systems going. I could have had more marketing and more effort. I could have had someone just sit and lay out my whole year and said, why are you making $500 waiting tables at night when you do that one day in the day spa if you really get this thing running right? I was like, oh. But I was putting so much energy there just because it was easy cash. I couldn't put it together and I didn't have that. Hey, and there's some guys that are amazing. Like there's a guy named Brody Kern. I don't know if you know Brody. The kid's amazing. He's not a kid, but like Brody at a super young age just accomplishes so much when he focuses on something. He's one of those super guys that just goes boom. You know what I mean? I'm always so impressed by guys like that. There's so many young guys out there they go from 0 to like 4 million a year in income. There's tons of guys here in Miami that are like this that I've met. There's this kid, Jeremy, that crushed it with ads. Tons of people have done like verticals that just skyrocketed, especially like the online marketing space. Like so many people, the crypto space have just done extremely well. My fear for them is they find their second wind in their second thing and they do just as well. Because sometimes it's easy industry one, but do industry after industry after industry, some people don't make the leap. They just can't get the same energy or they don't catch the same amazing wave, a second and third.
The timing in the market and the opportunity, and I think like timing plays a big part in success as well, right? Like they're able to catch
100%.
maybe the coaching wave before it got too saturated, or the course creation space. But
I mean, they killed it.
You try and do
I
something
mean, look at
like that
Russell.
now, it's not going to be as successful as it was maybe
No.
during the pandemic 3 years
No,
ago.
ClickFunnels is already kind of gone down. GSLs has kind of rode past them.
Yeah.
And you're looking at like how fast these things go. I mean, Russell had an opportunity to get them, and we don't know any of these things, right? You don't know when to say yes and when to say no to something, when to take the money. I always tell people, take the money when the money comes to you. If the money comes and you're set and it's a good number, good enough to get you where you want to go, take it. Don't get greedy. Don't get greedy. I've had a lot of friends get greedy and lose everything, and they never got the same offer again. You know what I mean? And so I think like, that's why we build Founders, because we're having these conversations. We're showing people what's possible with who and when. Does that make sense? Like you and I, you get anybody in the founder space that wants to scale and exit the company one day, and everyone's going to exit. So you either start preparing today, you prepare tomorrow. You either exit this film company of yours and make cash out of it, or you shut the thing down and go to the next business. You're going to exit at some point. So you got to figure out, how are you going to exit? How do you want to exit? Where do you want to go?
I got the number one exit advisor in the world in proximity. So.
Well, that's why you come to the events, man.
Yeah.
You know, like come to as many of the events as you can, because you're just going to pick up stuff every time you go that you're going to accomplish. I hope you accomplish. I'm 50, so I hope you accomplish by 30, 10x what I accomplish. Because we're able to give you more information. You change the way you see the world. You change the way you take action. You change the way that you're showing up and how you're presenting yourself. You change the way, the decisions you're making, and how you're building the business and where you want it to go and how it's going to flow and how we're going to stage it and comp it, and all the pieces are going to come together, and then you finally sail off to what the next thing is you want to do. And you do that over and over again, and we can teach that way faster. Like the speed at which business is going now, it's so mind-blowing what someone can accomplish. And at the same time, well, and at the same time, it's always been like that. There was a guy, what's his name? I can't remember, think of his name right now. He was in like Montana or something. Within 5 years, they had the largest construction company built out in the Northwest, right? I think it was like Montana in 5 years. Yeah, something like that. And the guy was amazing, right? Like,
was he part of ClickFunnels? I think ClickFunnels.
No. This is like, the guy's 91 years old now. He's worth like $9 billion or something. Yeah. He built this whole empire from nothing. You know, there were always people growing at that speed, though. Look at Rockefeller. Like some of the 5-year sprints of Rockefeller, mind-boggling wealth. You know what I mean? So there's always generations. There's always stuff coming. I don't know what to say about AI. Like, if you want to go there, but you know, I think people are pontificating.
There's a window right now with AI.
Oh, I think, yeah. Of intelligence, you've got to make money or have money or survive it in some way. Yeah. Like, it's going to decimate so many careers. Yeah. I mean, look at that one guy. He just got offered $1 billion. He had no coding. He was doing all the coding with verbal and got bought up for $1 billion for, what is it, Clawbot or whatever. Yeah. And it's like, I think anyone with focus and energy right now is going to dominate. I don't have that type of mental focus and energy at the level I need to do AI really well. I think a lot of people, they can just put all their energy and all their focus into something they can find a clear path on. I would do all of that right now. I would find whatever your clear path and do nothing but that for 12 or 18 months. Like, study, do the work, cut things out, invest, something. Like, trying to make it through this next stage before everything starts shifting again. And I don't know what it's going to be and how it's going to play, but every company we see, it's like, holy crap. Like, one of the guys we're working with in Founders, Nick's got him to triple his income in the last year. It's 4 or 5x the company in the last 18 or 24 months. Wow. And he's not even applying all the AI stuff yet. And it's just from the focus. So I think if you can get in the environment and get in the right group of people, entrepreneur groups that are really focused, there's quite a few. I mean, there's quite a few popping up, like great ones about scale and growth ones. If you're about scale and growth, sign one of those. If you want to sell, I think you want to find that company that's going to help you sell. If you're going to think in the next 6 years, you have to. You have to find a group, or you're going to get there. Look at this, Cody Sanchez. Paint me a picture of what all these people are telling you how to get a business for free right now. People are giving you businesses for free. You buy a business for nothing. So if someone has a business and you want to sell in the next 6 years, you need to sign up for Founders or some other company like that, or Cody Sanchez is getting your business for free.
Yeah, let me talk about Founders too. So Founders, the way I see Founders is like a build and scale and exit your business in a box. So basically, it has everything you need to be able to do that, from the resources, from the team, from the top talent in the world, from the lawyers, the accountants, the frameworks, the structures.
Yes.
Everything that's all encompassed, your years of experience, Nick's years of experience, right?
We've got Jeff Klubeck. We've got Ashley Smith. We've got this guy, Sean, who's built some of the top tech companies in the country. Like
community coming together, everything that really, I would say, private equity firms, investors, buyers that are looking for to when they're going to acquire a business, right? You guys give them everything in a box to help them get to that exit. Not only that, but what to do after the exit, right? The promised dreamland, right? Am I saying it right?
Well, Nick calls it the promised land.
The promised land.
Yes,
right?
he loves it.
That's just important, right? What do you do when you exit this business that you put your blood?
And you don't end up here. Like, this is one of the charities that this guy Blake McCoskey built, and he built Tom's Shoes, one of the largest, most badass companies ever in America. And like, he gets to a point in his life, like after he exited, he was so depressed he almost committed suicide. Yeah. He had the wife, he had the car, he had the travel, he had the house, he had everything. And he's an amazing human. I mean, I don't know him personally. I know people that know him really well. And they just say he's like this amazing human. And he got to the point he was depressed after the exit. He was down, he was like lost and like wanted to commit suicide. Like, how could that be even possible? So those are things we address at Founders, like, where is your next purpose going to be? What is your next plan? What is your next passion? Like, if you don't have a purpose, plan, and passion for your future, you will fail. Like, yeah, without purpose, passion, and plan, you will fail. Like, those who succeed is because of those three things. Like, you're succeeding right now and you're becoming this amazing human across the country because you are full of purpose, you're full of plan, and you are full of passion, and you are connected with the top people everywhere because of your integrity, because of who you are. Like, I want to come and hang out with you at 11 o'clock at night and shoot a podcast. You know what I mean? Like, we've spent time now. You know what I mean? Yeah, like, this is crazy because we're doing something good. You and I are in the same vein that entrepreneurs need help. Real entrepreneurs save the world. Real entrepreneurs elevate society. Real entrepreneurs create new products, TVs, lights, shoes, all kinds of cool things, that jacket. Those people are creating ideas that are changing the world. And when someone's good at taking nothing and turning into something, those are the people that can help change society. Those are the people who are going to regulate freedom. Those are the people that are going to keep the world safe. Those are the people that are going to make society a better place. Those are the people that are going to make the world better for my kids. So when I'm gone, they're living in a more epic world because of entrepreneurs. It's not because of the little keyboard Karen or the nasty Nancy or these people that are just not serving society. Oh, I'm criticizing everything, but I don't add any value anywhere. Like, they add value. They create these chairs. They create this thing. They create this cup.
They serve humanity.
100%.
And that's
in
like
massive ways.
Key. I think that's one of the biggest things that I look for in my life is like-minded individuals like yourself that are impact-driven and that have a purpose to serve and uplift humanity before they leave this earth. And I think that's one of the most powerful things. It's just beautiful to be connected to so many people that share that mission. And I think that's really what's special about also your community is that when you walk in there, you're supported with a family, you're supported with faith-based entrepreneurs, people that believe in God and the Spirit of God is within them. And I think that's so powerful. And just to segue a little bit, when it comes to your faith, right, you've done all these great, amazing things, helped all these people, supported all these different families, created all these initiatives, even on the charity side, right? But when it comes to faith, where does your faith stem from, and how has your faith been able to allow you to persevere through all the trials and tribulations through your entrepreneur journey?
So different at so many different times. There's a guy named Keith Green. Heard of Keith Green? So Keith Green got saved, had a guitar, created some of the most epic music, and I think it was like 70s.
Yeah.
One of the songs he wrote was, "My eyes are tired, my faith is cold. My heart is hard, my prayers are old." And I feel like I'm in that stage right now, even though as much as I trust and believe in God, you go through these crazy phases of like, God, why would you lead me into this place where I'm just dealing with disaster after disaster? I'm like, I feel like God's presence is not there. I feel like the darkness comes on me. I feel like I'm putting all this effort trying to help all these people. Like I need something to come back to me, God. I'm giving out so much. Where is it coming? And I don't know, right? And I think that's where faith is like, okay, I'm in the desert, but I still have to believe, like, God's gonna walk me through this. Like the next stage, He's gonna use all of this to push, guide, carry, move, change me in some way, shape, or form to get me to this next level where you can use me again. The universe, God, whatever people want to call it, this larger, massive force that just, like, look at all this. Like, it's just too perfect. It's just, the world's so perfect. Like, how can you not believe in God? It's like, okay, well, God, I'm walking in faith again, man. I'm walking in this thing that's like, okay, like, I'm not a preacher. Like, I've got friends that are preachers and can eloquently talk about this stuff so well, but like, I can only express what I feel. It's like, God, like I am dry. My faith is old. My eyes are tired. My prayers are cold. That song that Keith Green wrote, it's like, Keith sang it. Now I understand. And I don't know why, because there's times, man, you're just like, God is just there. He's everywhere, man. He is lifting you up and amazing things are happening. It's joy and peace and all these incredible things. And then other times it's like, man, all right, where are you, God? Like, where are you? Like, what is going on? Why is this darkness, this thing coming over me? And I'm like, okay, I just got to keep walking in faith, walk by faith, not by sight, but by the Spirit of the Lord, and keep walking in this and keep walking. And like, I feel like that I have to walk like that, especially when you're doing bigger moves. Like when you're putting millions into this company, millions here and millions there, and you're trying to get this one off the ground and work with these people, you're walking in sheer faith that, like, hey, God, if this is where you're bringing me and leading me, show me why. Like, okay, I'm trusting it. And I don't know if it's right or wrong. And I'm not sure if it's like, is my due diligence off? Is my spirit off? I don't know. But that's where you're just like, okay, God, I literally said this in one of my prayers recently, a few months ago, probably in one of my prayer journeys. Like, okay, God, I just give it all to you, man. I give all these companies to you. Kill what you want, raise what you want. It's all yours. I can't do anymore. And so I think that's kind of my faith journey, right? Like, it's like right now where I'm at. And there are times, man, I have been in amazing things. Amazing things. And this is where I'm at now. It's crazy. It's a crazy world to be in. I don't know how to explain it, Darren, from my point of view. So.
Well, that gives a lot of perspective, right? Someone that's achieved what you've achieved, accomplished, gained to the destination that you've got to, right? You get there and it's like, it's not even all that you expected it to be. And what's interesting is that, as I study a lot of successful people, it's like they'll still have the same set of problems they did when, they had the money versus without the money, except their problems might look a little bit different. But, I think a lot of people think that money will solve all problems, and that's not the truth at all. And, I think that having faith in these moments of uncertainty, in these moments of, just not knowing, walking into the unknown, I think that's such a huge thing. But it's interesting. So, Troy, what do you feel right now? Like, you said you feel like this darkness that comes over you. You feel dry. What are you really feeling right now at this point?
It's weird. Like,
at the height of success in your life, right? You're the smartest you've ever been. You have the most connections you've ever had. Maybe the most capital you've ever had. You've had the most wins that you've ever had, right? So what are you feeling right now?
I don't know how to articulate. I've never gone through this. I've never invested at this level. I've never, where's the energy at? Like right now, and I do all the health stuff. I've got the peptides, I've got TRT, I'm doing all the sleep, I'm doing all the breath work, I'm doing all kinds of things. You name it, all the supplements, working with some top nutritionist people, eating clean, and yet and I'm trying to run the business, doing the best I can. It's a whole new world. So I don't know sometimes. That's why I go into Wake Up Warrior today with Garrett J. White. And I'm in a room with 50 other high-end entrepreneurs. And we're having this conversation like, what did Garrett feel right now in the last 6 months? What this other guy who in the last year, what did he feel like? He's got one of the most fastest growing consulting companies in the country. And where was he? And he was feeling wiped out, and he's feeling tired. And we're different people feeling spiritual, some darkness happening right now. And like, you're just kind of having this conversation because no one's immune to any of these things, right? And I think you said it best, like you have the same problems, just different ways. And you're hopefully not having the same things. Like I'm not having the same destiny problems I was, or purpose problems when I was a younger kid. I deal with things different. I see the world different. I act different. And hopefully you're evolving consistently, right? That's why you want people that are just trying to evolve at the highest level. That's what I love about Garrett. Garrett's always trying to evolve at the highest level. He's a beast. And then you get around a bunch of other people like that want to be real, raw, and relevant and share and be open. You process all these feelings. You need a place to process feelings. You need a place to process what you're experiencing. You need a place to go, what do I do with the reference all this? I don't know. I mean, because I've never gone through this. So I've never had so much capital out at risk. Am I being a bad steward? Am I being unfaithful with the money? Am I being dumb? I don't know. It's weird. What's going on here? I'm dealing with all these crazy personalities over here. I'm putting all this effort I'm like, okay, God, I need some capital back. I need some wins back. And then I feel this energy out, and it's like, it is just because of my environment. It's because of this. It's because of the relationship. It's because, I don't know, right? And so you're just trying to find people to have the conversation. This is where, like Warrior, Entrepreneurs Organization, YPO, Founders, there's a bunch of guys, young guys have started Founders something. There's Ken Joss's Corner. There's just all these groups, and you're hoping you're running with guys running at a high enough level to have this conversation. That's why I'm going to go hang out with Jake Hamilton for the next 3 days, and I helped him build this thing, because you're getting a bunch of guys that are all super high end. Like one guy bought an island for like 120 million in the Caribbean. Bought an island. You know, he has a house on an island in the Caribbean. It's the largest construction company in the Caribbean. You're talking about hanging out with a bunch of people that just think and deal things differently. Why? So we can have this conversation. You've got to find a place to have this, and get around people that are operating at higher and higher levels. It's why I do all I do. I spend a one-on-one with Patrick Bet-David every month for 15 minutes. Why? I'm going to tell him a bunch of stuff going on with my life. He's going to give me his perspective, and he's dominating at levels that just are mind-blowing. So when PBD says something to me, or Pat says something to me, I'm always like, the last time we're on the phone, right? I'm on the call, and I'm like telling him, and I'm complaining about all the bad investments. And he goes, Troy, no one remembers Peter Thiel's hundreds of bad investments. They do remember he scored in Facebook, PayPal, Uber, like huge wins. And he goes, no one talks about all my failures, Troy. No one talks about it. I could list off a bunch of things you know nothing about me, but everyone does talk about, I sold a company for $250 million, and I owned 78% of it when I sold it. That's a win. That's a win. So Pat walked away with like $180 some million, right, out of the last company. I think Minect is worth $100 million now or something, probably. I'm sure Valuetainment's worth another $100 million. I'm sure, you know what I mean? Like he's just cranking it out. He's got like 5 best-selling books. I mean, he's dominating. So when I get on the phone, I'm paying all that money just to get perspective from him, from his thing. I pay all that money to get with Garrett, to get perspective from Garrett J. White, who works with the top entrepreneurial men in the world. Like secretly, they'll pay him $500,000. They'll pay $500,000 to work one-on-one with Garrett just to get this connection and have the conversation they need about where they're at in their life. They don't want anybody to know it. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're dealing with their darkness, their problems. Now, when you start getting around these guys, I go like Peter, like I'm here with Richard Branson, and well, 2 things. One, he left his phone in the golf cart. What's the picture on his phone? What do you think it was? His grandkids. You know what I mean? What does Richard Branson wear around the island? Just shorts. just board shorts.
Hopefully.
And when he talks, he's like funny and he's engaging and he's making people laugh. And then he gets super serious about certain political things and he just dives in. Like he's diving into the world, how to make the world alive. He's kind of pro this and anti this, and like he's very direct about politics. And you're just like, oh, this guy is like, you start picking up things. And when he shares different things, you're like, okay, got it. I wish people would ask him better questions. Some of the people when they're asking stupid questions, I was like, I wish they would just cut these people off.
Yeah.
But like you're just there to hopefully pick up something, and the people that are there around him, you know what I mean? Like the guy that runs and owns Ankles and Vocals was there with his wife. And I really got a lot out of just watching him and her and who they were. And I was like, oh, we could be these people. We could have one of the largest companies in the world. Look what they're doing. Look how they're living.
I think that's really
I was like,
important too.
I can do this.
Is proximity, right? Right there. That's the result of proximity. Is now that you're in proximity with people that are, operating at levels higher than you, your belief changes.
Yes.
Right. So, and I think that's like such an important thing for the younger demographic, is them to understand that they need to move into cities like Miami. They need to move into cities like Silicon Valley and, places where major business is happening and high-level entrepreneurs, because now they have proximity.
Yeah.
Now their belief is strengthened because now they have all these examples of what high-level success can look like. And I think that's an incredibly powerful thing. My next question for you is, do you feel fully aligned with your life right now? I know you talked about you're feeling new things, you're experiencing new things, you're wondering, did I do it right? Did I not do it right? And you're going through this process. Do you feel in full alignment with everything that's happening right now in your life?
I think about 94%, I would say. I feel like 94% right now I'm in alignment. I mean, getting more and more aligned daily. I think the rest is like, why is this popping in my schedule? How do I get organized this better? Like my booth with Akash, with Horst Schultz yelling at me. But I'm also never really, how do I say this? Like I was never a speaker concept. So now I'm becoming a speaker type thing. So it's a different thought process than like running and selling a company. They're different in some ways. But I'm pretty clear, like Founders is it right now. Helping entrepreneurs globally, helping entrepreneurs scale and exit globally, helping entrepreneurs manifest their dreams, helping be a leader of other leaders, but serving them from behind and lifting them up right now. Like I'm really good at coming into your world and lifting you up. And I do this with a lot of entrepreneurs. I want to just come in secretly. I lift up Ken Jocelyn, I lift up Garrett. I want to lift up, my buddy Nick Long and lift his company up. And I want to lift up all these people and I lift them up and I also clean up the mess behind them, And so I feel like I'm a leader of leaders, a pastor of pastors, where I pour in to key pastors. Like I was able to help Pastor Vincent, that we were at his church at Campbell, and I helped get him into Warrior this week, and because he wants to build a coaching business for a pastor, so I can help find these things, lift Ken up, lift these other people up, so they can go serve larger amounts of humanity. And I feel like that's the best use of my life, is like getting more money, making more money so I can pour into these guys. And just when the opportunities comes is give and give and give and serve and lift and just be like, okay, God, I am trusting you right now with all that I'm doing, right? So I think about 94%. I'm always trying to get Elena and I in more alignment. I'm letting us communicate. The other day, I mean, if you would have just heard our conversation, like, are you guys speaking 2 different languages? And literally, she's from Russia, I'm from America. But it's like, it's just funny. You're always trying to get more. And like, even Nick and I are pretty close. But I mean, I was like, him and I do not agree on certain topics. Like, he's like, we should do this. And I was like, I don't think so, Nick, but it's you're the CEO of this company, right?
Yeah.
So I don't have to like agree with you to be your business partner. I have to agree with Elena on everything. Like, you're gonna have to just be like, not work. And so I'm always trying to find everything more and more alignment and get it more and more precision. But I've been working on this intensely. I've been working on this, catch this, Darren, like, this is 50 years. I started going to Amway stuff at 17. I was reading vision books at 18. I was doing books, tapes, and functions in Amway where that's like all this motivational stuff. I was going to listen to Zig Ziglar for years at all these events. I was going to every success thing, and I was listening like Brian Tracy tapes on the Lifeguard Tower. I was listening to all these Mark Victor Hansen tapes about vision and execution and building businesses, and Tom Peters and like all these old school people back in like 93 to 2000, and like devouring books, tapes, and functions. I have piles of books till the day I'm reading. I'm listening to books on tape all the time, like Audible, because like I'm constantly refining. I'm working with all these coaches for decades. I am literally journaling at the time of like 18 to 24. I'm hanging out with some of the top pastors. I had like one-on-one connection with Casey Treat many times. This guy had built this massive church in like Seattle, Washington area. Like I used to pick up my pastor and drive him around for an hour before church every Sunday night for years. And we were talking about everything. And the guy's, I don't know, about 30, he's about 80 years old now at the time, but he was like my age, 50, and I was like 20. You know what I mean? Why? Because that changes you. And I'm still trying to figure out clarity. And I'm still trying to get more alignment. And I'm still trying to get more things together. I think it's that type of intensity and staying focused to the passion long enough. Right? Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Like you just got to stay the course. Like I worked with like Dr. Doug clearing emotional triggers for over 1,000 hours doing the modality. I've worked one-on-one with Dr. Robert D. McDonald, one of the original founders of neurolinguistic programming, for hundreds of hours. I worked one-on-one with this guy, Bob Donnell, for hundreds of hours. I've gone to all these different things, and I'm still chipping away at it. It's just like a lifelong commitment to the process. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's quite a journey. So what would you say is, I would say your number top 3 keys to success for entrepreneurs that are young, that are starting out. Let's say they're early 20s, and they see all the glitz and the glamour. What's some real good advice that you can give them? 3 things.
One, I love all these cool entrepreneur communities. Like there's this one girl, Jess Cox, that runs Mavericks Next and a bunch of other like little entrepreneur groups for like young 20-somethings. Dude, she is amazing. She is a powerhouse, and she attracts all these other rock star entrepreneurs, like one guy, Steven, that owns a company called Water, WHATRR. It's the most badass water company. It's like recycled bottles. It's awesome. And she attracts one after another, all these like amazing humans. So getting in these cool entrepreneur groups where you're with a bunch of other people to talk about everything, they're all driving super hard. Like find that group, and then find groups that are not only just a bunch of people just kind of randomly hanging out, but find groups curated by some other people a little bit higher up somewhere that can help guide that group. Like that Mavericks Next group is run by Yannick Silver, did really well, and Sophia, and they created Mavericks, and they did a great job. You know, Entrepreneurs Organization is for people 1 million to 15 million, and there's a group called Accelerator. I helped for many, many years in EO for free, and they do about 250 to 1 million. They help break the million part. Get in a group like that. A lot of coaches, a lot of guidance, a lot of teaching, a lot of education. There's so many people legit that want to help. I would say that's number one. Get in one of these groups. If you're a company I want to sell one day and you're young, get in Founders or something. Find a group of somebody somewhere and spend the money. You make money and spend with those type of people. You know, even this one guy, Jeremy, I think his name's Jeremy Haynes. He's amazing. I only got to talk to him once on the phone, but he seemed like a really legit guy that really cared about helping people do what he does. And like, I thought it was very impressive, right? Like when I talked to him that one time, he was very authentic, very real, helping build ads and funnels and growing people. You know, there's a bunch of young guys that have like in their late 20s, early 30s. It's called Founders Club or something here in Miami area. They're blowing up everywhere on these like events and dinners and everything. Incredible humans. They do something like that, man. Number 2 is have someone specifically that you pay to coach and guide you at the highest level you can that actually cares about you. Like someone that cares about you, that's really going to be honest and just focus on that person and like really learn from that person. Then number 3 is your own.
Wait, before you go to number 3, number 2, how do you find a good mentor?
And I don't know. I feel like when the student's ready, the teacher appears.
Mm.
And you're going to get an opportunity and you're going to say yes, and you're going to spend the money, you're going to say no, and not to these greedy people. There's a lot of greedy coaches that are out there. And I think the highest level of mentors, they come in and they don't want to charge you. When you get to that level, like that's when you're really at the right place, the right pocket. Like I got a text from a guy, I don't know if I can say who it is, but like he said, Troy, I'm serious. I'm there for you anytime, anywhere. Come fly and hang out with me for a morning and we'll talk through stuff. And super high level person, incredibly high level. And I'm like, wow, that's incredible. When you start getting to that level, like you're starting to like, there's certain people that are operating at such high levels, but they're going to pour into you specifically at the right time. It's not going to be like an ongoing program. It's not a program. It's like they're going to solve things for you at like specific times in specific ways, and then they bounce out. You can't access them too much or too often, but they're there enough at the right time in the right way, and you just grab onto that person and use it when you need it. And they'll guide you and take you to the place. It's a little different from a constructive consultant or coach in your life. And they're different, coach and consultants. You need consultants like right now, you need pay scale programs in your operation. You need someone to consult with you on how do you scale your company right now and really focus on maximizing the growth of your company, coming up with a real business plan, not just making videos or production company. But you know what I mean? You need like different people. Coaches are going to be like, well, what do you want? Tell me how you're going to do that. They're reflecting back and stuff. Consultants like, hey, do this, do that, build this, build that, build your funnel like this, build your marketing like this, your HR system, your, blah, 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 blah. And then, they're the difference there, right? Yeah. Programs are very education oriented. How do I think? How do I invest? What type of system should I do? Where should I be putting my money now? Blah, blah, blah. You're really looking at different aspects. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So we got community. We got mentorship. What's our third one?
The third one would be the steady commitment of your daily growth plan to you. Discipline and your way of processing your emotions. What's showing up for you? Like, why am I feeling this? How do I connect with this? How do I deal with this? And finding the tools that you can use to process these emotions. Like, why do I want sex right now? Why do I want sugar right now? Why do I want to sedate right now? Why do I want to eat something right now? Like, why do I feel stressed or anxious or angry or And you want to find a way of processing the emotions as fast as you can. So that way we don't end up spending our lives in sedation. We don't spend our lives chasing after impulses that don't need to be. We don't spend our life angry or sad or hurt or mad or angry, but we're able to figure out, stop, take 5 breaths, process it before we react, and then make better choices, right? So finding the tools like Byron Katie, finding the tools that transform, like there's this guy, Dr. Doug, that teaches the best technique, and it's a great transformational technique. There's other NLP tools and hypnosis tools, and, be able to apply these things to your life to clear your emotions, because otherwise you're like, man, why am I feeling this? And we don't know how to process these things. So finding and diving into all these tools, so that way I don't deal with the same triggers anymore, but I deal with whole other triggers.
Yes, sir. So those are 3 amazing tips to success, right? I would have actually put God in there and faith in there, but it's all good.
Well, everyone says those things, so I was trying to give you something that other people don't say as much.
It's very practical.
Yeah, I was trying to find other things that like other people say, like have a vision, or I don't know, but really trying to say what's the most practical thing, Yeah.
Well, if I would give advice, I think the number one thing for me personally is really God, honestly.
Yeah.
And it's being in tune with His voice and understanding who He is, who you are within Him, and what He needs from you, and how to hear Him. And not just hear Him, but be able to act in obedience, because I feel like that will allow you to live the life that God designed for you,
Mm.
right? And for me, that's my highest level of purpose is I'm trying to grow into all that God designed me to be. He designed me to be vast, infinite, and expansive and all these amazing things. And I feel like I'm living in like a mold of myself and I'm living up to like this much potential.
Wow.
There's this much potential. So that
And I feel like you're living with this much potential right now. Look at this baller place we're in right now in Miami. I love it. Incredible.
Yeah, what I feel
You're
God
crushing it.
thank you so much. What I feel like God has for me is like so much bigger. And so that's my advice.
Yeah.
Is that being able to tune yourself to the voice of God so that you can hear
Yeah.
him and he can guide every single one of your steps so that you're really walking in your true life purpose. And I feel like once you're doing that, everything else is in alignment. Your health, your wealth, your family, your finances, everything kind of comes together.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of where I'm at in my journey right now is that how do I attune myself to hear more? What's one thing that you live by?
Oh, Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. Thoughts of peace, not of evil. Plans to give you a hope and a future. Then you'll call upon me, you'll seek me, and you'll find me when you search for me with all your heart. And like, right there, man, like that's everything.
What makes you emotional why does that touch your heart?
It's your whole life. Man, I mean, think about it. Like some crazy being can really, something or whatever this is that guides it all, whatever language anybody wants to use, it's there, it's real. And then like, man, for I know the plans I have for you, and this is what God's saying, this thing that makes all this stuff happen, whatever this thing is, like, I don't even think we even comprehend it, like in any way, shape, or form. Like, you know, for I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, thoughts of peace. Like, we're not at peace. Like, the number one thing you want is just peace in life. Like, man, I'm going to be okay. Like, I'm going to be okay. I'm safe. I got peace. Plans I know, man, for I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, not harm. No one trying to kill you and suffer and people hating on you and trying to hurt you and women hurting you or men hurting you or business partners ripping you off. You know, but plans for a hope, like a hope in the Bible, man, it's going to happen. It's certainly going to manifest, like a hope in a future. Like you've got a future that's going to be amazing. And you're like, oh, okay, this is cool, right? And then you will call upon me and you will seek me and you will find me when you search for me. You're going to find this thing, this reality of God, like however you want to call it or frame it or whatever language people want to use behind it. It's something and it's there and it can be found and it can be found. It finds in huge ways and you'll see like crazy things happen, crazy miracles. Like I was a dishwasher and I'm on my way to a Dassault airplane one day. You know what I mean? Like from nothing to somebody, from a nobody to somebody, God can do that. It's like this amazing thing in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Very cool. Amazing, amazing. Let's end off with the vision. What's the vision? What's next to come?
Manifest Streams globally. We're going to help Manifest Streams globally. Founders Fund India, Founders US, Founders Europe one day, you know, Founders Asia one day. Like it's going to be the largest scale and exit ecosystem in the world. It's going to like one day be private equity and money management and financial management, all helping these $3 to $30 million entrepreneurs scale to 30 to 300 and create generational wealth for their families, you know? So that's the vision.
Amen. In Jesus' name, baby. In Jesus' name. God bless.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Mr. Troy. Well, it was a pleasure, man. Your time is incredibly
No, thank you, man.
valuable.
Thank you, sir. No, your time's valuable. You're the man, Darren. You're crushing it.
So
Yes.
You're looking to grow to your maximum potential. Subscribe to the channel. We got great people like this all the time. Troy, where can they find you?
At Hoffman Troy on Instagram and look for Troy Ian Hoffman everywhere else.
All right, guys, and that's the end of this episode. God bless you. Have a great one and keep striving towards your goals and your dreams.